Hello, it's Ash here. And, a year ago I made a video about the standard definition EPG for the original Sky Digi boxes when the service launched back in 1998. And I can't believe it, but in 1 year that video's had 7,000 views. So that spurred me on to do a video about the Sky Q EPG. Sky Q having launched in, I can't believe it, 2016, 9 years ago. For some reason it feels more modern than that. Now whenever you turn on Sky Q, it goes straight to this homepage. So unlike a Sky an old-fashioned digibox which would go to the last channel you watched, obviously you can see the channel in the corner, but we have the television on with the last channel I watched in the top left corner, and we've got the main menu here. So to go to the TV guide, what you would do is you scroll down. You have to do lots of button presses, unfortunately. You can't just quickly get to where you want to go. But then it is just a case of going down, finding the program that you want, and pressing the select button, which then changes the channel in the viewing window. You press again to make it go to the channel in full screen. And as you can see in the bottom of the screen there, it did come up with the channel number, the channel name, and the program that's on now. You can of course type in channel numbers, so your channel numbers are the same as they are on the old Sky, on the first generation and the HD boxes. If you push the select button, you have what would be the equivalent of the now and next bar, and you can scroll ahead for the next few hours. In fact, it will invite you to go to the EPG when you go so far in advance. There you go, the TV guides there to view further programs, and pressing select just loads that up. And if you want to go, it's exactly like the standard definition and the HD EPGs in the sense that you can go a week in advance. So by pressing the fast forward buttons, I can go all the way through to next Wednesday, which is quite good. It does take a little while to load, but there we go. Everything's popping up there. And you can go left and right with the left and right arrows, up and down. And here's a neat little trick. If you press the play button, it takes you right back to where we are now. And if I want to, I could scroll up to BBC One, but I know BBC One is 101, so type that in. Say for example I want to record Garden Rescue. I scroll to it on the right, and I press the R button on the Sky Q remote, and what you'll see is it's got the recording icon, but also the green double arrow series link icon. So by default we get a series link. If I want to cancel the series link, but I just want to record that one episode for some reason, I push the R button again, and it's as simple as that. And if I change my mind, I didn't mean to record it, I pushed the wrong button, then I push the R button again. It's really as simple as that. And as you can see here, because obviously, when Sky Digital launched in '98, all televisions were standard definition. Many of us had 21, 28. I guess if you had a big living room, you might have had a 32-inch TV because those CRTs were huge. But we can be in more high definition with the the modern era, with most TVs being at least HD if they're not 4K. So you can see at the top there the synopsis. Basically, just you can view it all in one go. It's it's pretty straightforward there. You have the logo of the TV channel in the corner, which is a nice touch. Of course, you've still got your categories that you would have before. Oh, actually, that's just the thing that's popped up there. You've got the catch up there, so you do get the thumbnails for the programs there, and these are just kind of like highlights suggested by Sky. So there's no kind of like science behind this or anything like that. But it's not a bad little touch there, is it? Recordings. That's self-explanatory, isn't it? Right. So it sorts things most recent first. I've got kids, right? So there's some grown-up programs and some not so grown-up programs on there, but in where you have the icon, if you see in this corner the Sonic Boom icon in the bottom right, you'll see there's a stacking logo. So that's because we've got 15 episodes recorded. So if I click on that, you can see the ones that we've recorded. Or I say recorded, these could have just been downloaded and saved onto the onto the actual hard disk itself. I mean, in terms of storage, you either have a 1 terabyte version or the Sky Q Silver, which is 2 terabytes. And unless you specifically keep a program, which I'll show you now, it will just overwrite any old programs that you've watched. So if I want to keep this episode of Friends Reunion, I just press keep, and there it is, it's saved. So that's quite good there. So yeah, just press play to load it up. I guess because there's probably adult language in there, so type in my PIN, and and then it just loads. So you can fast forward at up to 30 times speed. You can rewind at that speed. But it's quite a nice touch because you can use the left and right arrows to go you can go minutes at a time there. So if you need to go to 33 minutes for some reason, it's really easy just to jump there. So that's quite cool. And as you can see now, there's a blue bar at the bottom of the thumbnail, and that's just an indicator of how much of the program I've watched. So if I go to it now, it will carry on where I left off, or if I want to watch it from the start, I can watch it from the start. So that's quite cool there. Now, catch up TV, that is basically like your curated list that you'd have on the Sky HD boxes, where it's just basically what Sky think you'll want to watch, and these are broken down into subcategories as well there. So again, it's just a case of clicking, scrolling, finding the thumbnail. You do go quite a few menus deep here. So yeah, on demand. Again, it's on demand, best of Sky, catch up TV. These are all the same programs, right? It's just the way that the Sky are presenting them to make it look, I guess, like they've got a lot more than perhaps they have here. You do also get, like, you see where it's got best of Sky, the background has changed from blue to red. You do get that from time to time. Sky, they won't reskin it, but they'll recolor the EPG just to make it look nicer. Now, what's interesting is Sky Store is what would have been called Sky Box Office in the old days. And, you've got all your films here that you can scroll through, sorted by price there, genres, box sets, all. Now, we've bought a few films from Sky Store over the years because I've been a Sky customer for a very long time. But bizarrely, the things that I've purchased aren't actually in the Sky Store menu. So if I want to watch a film that I've purchased, I actually have to go up to recordings. And then if I scroll down, you see where it says purchases. Yeah. So the things that I've actually purchased from Sky Store, I don't view in the Sky Store menu. I view them in recordings and then go into purchases. So that's a little bit weird. I don't have any rentals, but I guess if you were to rent something, it would pop up there. And then manage is just your settings there. So if you want to, I'm not going to because my daughter would go crazy, but if I wanted to delete 97 episodes of Gumball, then that would free up 70 gig. So yeah, but like I say, the box automatically overwrites, so it's not really a problem for me. So then scrolling down, I'll come back to the apps in a second, but audio and music. So you have kind of selected programs from apps, and you've got music from the Sky channels there. Various bits and bobs, games to play, that kind of thing. You can also pair your phone or other gadget using Bluetooth to your Skybox. If for some reason you don't have a Bluetooth speaker or something like that, then you may want to do it through the television. And obviously you've got AirPlay available there as well, which is a nice touch. One thing I'll say about Sky Q is that the boxes may not be the fastest, but they certainly do have every app. So if you're watching on an older smart TV or perhaps just a plain monitor, then you have pretty much every mainstream app. And what's quite cool is that you can stream channels through the apps. So for example, with Discovery Plus, I have a TNT Sports subscription, which I got for free as part of an offer when I bought something. So I don't pay for TNT Sport through Sky, so I can't watch the TNT Sport channels, like on the the normal channel numbers on the EPG, but I can launch the Discovery Plus app open, and I can stream the channels just as I would as if I was using the Discovery Plus mobile app or the Discovery Plus app on a Samsung or an LG Smart TV, which is quite a nice touch there. We've got games. Beehive Bedlam is on there as well, if you remember that from the old days. Yeah, that's quite a nice. It's quite a nice touch there. And again, you've got your apps sorted by category, that kind of thing. So it's not too. You've got a few things that you can do. So the settings menu is pretty self-explanatory, really. All the various bits and pieces that you would get on any kind of Skybox. The settings you can turn off for accessibility. You've got high contrast menu options, that kind of thing. I don't have favorites set up, but if I did, you can actually, I could set them up now actually just to show you. So like, for example, how the Sky channel starts at 101. Well, actually you can have a favorite list that starts at channel 1. So if I just use these, for example, you can see these are the most watched channels in the Elford household. So I'm going to save that list. So you see now I've got Cartoon Network on number 1. Now I could just, I don't have to pick these channels. These are just kind of like some default ones, if you know what I mean. But yeah, let's just save and finish that. So now look at my EPG on my favorites. Number 1 is Cartoon Network. So that's quite a little fun thing there. So if I go to BBC One now, right, and I'm going to go up. Oh, wrong way, down even. So yeah. So that's, I think it's a bit of an underrated feature that there, but yeah, the channels are still on their usual positions, right? So if I go to, so I've got Sky Cricket here on number 7, but I can still go to 404, and there we go, we're on channel 404. Now I'm actually showing you this video on a Sky Q Mini. So if the experience on a on a normal box, on the main box, should I say, the 1 terabyte, the 2 terabyte, is where there's a thumbnail. If I went to view another channel, where you see that thumbnail of the golfer, it would now be showing me, with no sound, but to get the video from that Sky Sports Golf channel. Whereas on the Sky Q Mini, you don't get that. The other thing is that if I go to download a program, let's see if I can do that now. I'll just pick an easy one. So let's have a look at the Great British. So, oh, there we go. I need to. Oh, I didn't even know that we were in a new series of that. So, so that's good. So I will download that. But where it says all formats, I can choose between high definition and standard definition. Of course, the broadcaster has to offer these, right? So if the program's only in standard definition, that's all you're going to get. Now, if I was doing this video on my main Sky Q box, and I've only got a 1 terabyte box, I don't have the 2 terabyte one, but I'd get a third option, which would say ultra high definition UHD, which is basically 4K. But if I was to download it on my main box in UHD, then you can't view the program on the Sky Q Mini boxes, because the Sky Q Mini boxes are limited to HD, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. I can download that now, and we will be watching that later. So that is very good. And when the program is downloaded, I'll get a little indicator banner across the top. Oh, there we go. It's ready to watch. And what it's actually doing on the Sky Q is it's downloading it off the internet, and it's actually saving it to the box's hard drive. So if I was watching a YouTube video, it would be streaming it to the box. But if you access a program through the Sky EPG, like I've just done, can you see here? It's just it's actually like downloading and saving it to the box. So if I was to lose the internet once this video is downloaded, I could watch it back, which is a nice touch. Obviously, I can't fast forward because it's recording to the box. I can't fast forward and go straight to the end. Even if I just want to watch the last 5 minutes, I still have to wait for the video to be actually downloaded to the box. But I doubt that would bother many people there. Just it might be a bit frustrating if you've got a slow internet connection, I suppose. But it's not a bad little system, is it? It's weird. Like, one of the things I don't like about the streaming services is they're so silent when you turn them on. I suppose Netflix, I know you get a bit more of an entertaining experience when you load that up, but Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, they're just so sterile, aren't they? Even Sky Stream, when you open Sky Stream, it's just silent. I don't like that. I like the, I don't know, I like the noise. I like the, maybe it's just because of the era that I grew up in of, the turning the telly on and it always making a noise. Having having the audio on in the background when you're watching teletext. Or even the music that used to play on the old Sky EPG. But maybe I'm just old and crusty. So anyway, yes, we've done the settings. The help page is just basically some videos that you can download that walk you through how to do bits and pieces. So if you've forgotten your PIN, this tells you how to reset it, that kind of thing. And in My Sky, you can view your account details, and again, you've got more little how-to videos on what to do. But yeah, that's the Sky Q EPG in a nutshell. But what do you think about it? I do think, bearing in mind it's 9 years old, it's not a bad little system. It's good, but I'm not too sure if it's great. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And sorry it's been a long time since my last video. I just realised it's my first video in 2025. But rest assured, I will be doing another video soon where I'll walk you through the Skystream EPG. See you soon. Bye.